Let's go to the shout out. Give me
Let's get to
Shout out.
creepy.
Shout out.
Weird. I think that's creepy. It's incredible.
Shout out.
This is crazy.
Shout out.
This is out of control.
Shout out.
That's creepy.
Shout out.
That's weird. Creepy. Weird. Crazy.
Shout out.
This is crazy.
Shout out.
This is out of control.
Shout out.
This is weird.
Shout out.
I love that beat. Who's the guy he's sampling in it again?
AJ? Alex Jones?
Oh yeah, I don't recall that guy.
Yeah.
I haven't heard from him in a while. He
Has
used
been
to
a
have
while.
some type of YouTube show or something?
Apparently he was at the hearings today.
I bet he was. All right. Today's shout out goes to the world's most prominent political prisoner, Lula da Silva. We obviously have been following this case for quite some time. And as I mentioned, I think last week, now over 22 people have been released in charges related to Lava Jato, which was, of course, the sprawling corruption case, which was weaponized to target and delegitimize the Workers' Party. There was a hearing in the Supreme Court on releasing Lula last week, which was delayed indefinitely. And it's common practice in Brazil, as an example. I mean, there's people who have been released on similar charges, and also for people, let alone a highly respected two-term president, and still in many arguably, certainly I think he would have defeated Bolsonaro. He always led him by double digits in the polls. There's people who do not have records like this and have been serving violent crime sentences, who get released from prison to do home sentences, as an example. So, and this is a letter that was released that Lula wrote to the mine workers union on December 10th to commemorate the 70th anniversary of the UN Declaration of Human Rights. And the headline from it is, "I will not trade my dignity for freedom." And I'm just going to read a little bit from the piece. We have it up on screen from the site Brazil Wire, our friend Brian Mayer over there. He starts, I'll read it from this, but we can keep it up on screen. "My friends, this is a very special day for humanity. 70 years ago, the UN ratified a declaration inspired by solidarity and respect for others, and recognizing differences based on the right of freedom and the search for peace and understanding between men, women, and nations. Today is a day to celebrate for how far we've advanced and since then towards implementing these rights. It's a day to remember the heroes of this struggle on all fronts. Martin Luther King, who was sacrificed in defense of civil rights. Nelson Mandela, who spent 27 years incarcerated by the apartheid regime. Mahatma Gandhi, who even before the Declaration of Human Rights was transforming nonviolence into the strongest resistance against the colonial regime, and so many others who fought for a better world. Here in Brazil, we've had an opportunity to put many of the declarations into practice, such as the freedom of organizing and expression, the end of censorship, the recognition of rights of women and the GLBT people. We started the repatriation of centuries-long debt with Afro-Brazilians and indigenous peoples, and we firmly condemned torture. It's very sad for me to know that at this date we have to pay homage to two martyrs in the fight for rights, those of Comrade Jose Bernardo Orlando da Silva and Rodrigo Celestino from the MST, who were assassinated last weekend in the Dom Jose Maria Paris Agrarian Reform Camp in Paraíba. I ask everyone to pay homage to these heroes of the Brazilian people and to struggle for human rights. They were victims of the same violent hate speech that reached Marielle and Anderson, Master Co. de Cantande, and young Caroline Albuquerque, among many others who were so prosecuted and threatened. 8 months ago, I'm skipping ahead, 8 months ago, I was there at the Metal Workers Union, surrounded by affection and solidarity of thousands of comrades who are not satisfied with my arbitrary and unjust imprisonment. I want to say that I am still with you and thinking about the future of our people every day. Brazil and the world know that the Lava Jato persecutors, Sergio Moro and the 4th Regional Court, set up a judicial farce to prevent me from being elected president again in accordance with the wishes of a majority of voters. I was condemned for quote-unquote undeterminate acts, that is for nothing. They did not present any proof against me and threw out all evidence of my innocence. Today, I'm sure that I sleep lighter with a calmer conscience than those who condemn me. I do not want any favors. I just want justice. I will not trade my dignity for freedom. And I am deeply grateful for the solidarity I receive every day from the people of Brazil and of other countries. I thank the comrades from the Lula Livre Vigil, those who send letters for me in Curitiba, those who hold protests, write petitions, and act on social networks demanding a fair trial to which I have a right. I am aware that even in the difficult conditions we experience, not only in Brazil but many countries, that the fight for the realization of human rights will continue. We will build a world of peace and fraternity where everyone without exception has a right to a dignified life. Until we meet again, a hug from your companion, Luis Inácio Lula da Silva. Please stay on this. Every single Democrat should be speaking on the Lula case, as well as the broader crisis in Brazil and the region. You just enjoyed that Michael Brooks Show video, and you can get a lot more by subscribing to us here at the Michael Brooks Show YouTube channel. It's literally right there.